Minasama, who knew that in 2025 we will get to see two movies more than 3 hours long which deserve your attention in the theaters? I didn't expect it either. So, Dhurandhar and Avatar Fire and Ash are really a good time at the theaters. Anyway, I am here with the rankings of the Fall Anime 2025, and I have also watched some of the dramas that might be worth your time if these anime are not good enough. So, we are going to be ranking these anime from best to worst, and let's get started. Before that, I'm really sorry that I came late with this video. I kinda had a cold and I couldn't do any shooting before this. So, the best anime of fall 2025 is My Hero Academia final season. You guys, you are missing out on a lot if you haven't watched My Hero Academia. If you are already getting tired of the superhero movies Marvel and DC churn out, then My Hero Academia is just the right anime for you. Binge all 8 seasons. You are going to have a blast. It is going to be one of the most precious moments of your life. You need to even tell your kids about it because Izuku Midoriya is a protagonist I would love to adopt, and Bakugo is OG. And in the final season, Midoriya's power, one for all, needs to fight against Shigaraki's power, all for one, and destroy all for one, once and for all. Guys, don't judge me. It's better than naming your movie Tu Mera, Main Teri, Tu Mera, okay? So, My Hero Academia has great fights. They went all in for the final season, and we even see Bakugo crying. It's not the fun type of crying, it's the genuine emotional type of crying that would make the Bakudeku fans happy. Like, they gave every shipper what they wanted, okay? Ochako and Deku fans, they got what they wanted. Bakudeku fans, they also got what they wanted. The ending is just great, according to me. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm also fine if you want to go beyond and show these kids who are now adults and how they are running their agencies. So, My Hero Academia, for its spectacular fights and for its conclusion, gets a 9.5 out of 10. Let's move on to the next anime. Mina-sama! What do you get when you mix good queer representation with comedy, over-the-top lovable characters, and great action sequences? You get Ranma 1 half or Ranma half. And for those of you who don't know, Ranma half probably inspired the Dandadan's GG's evil eye transformation situation, because if you happen to splash cold water on Ranma, Ranma turns into a girl. But if you splash hot water on Ranma, then Ranma turns into a guy. And this is a good representation for gender fluidity and makes up for great comedic sequences throughout the first season, and slice of life shenanigans continue in the second season. The second season is neck to neck with the first season, and for this, Ranma gets a 9 out of 10. I laughed so much while binging this series. And also, Ranma's dad happens to be a very good panda, because Ranma got his curse when he went to China to train for martial arts with his dad and happened to fall into a pond which was cursed by a girl who committed suicide there. So Ranma transforms into a girl anytime he comes in contact with cold water. The same goes for Ranma's dad, who fell into a different pond which was cursed because a panda had died there. So Ranma's dad transforms into a panda anytime he comes in contact with water. Now, if you are looking for a good time and just want to unwind and relax, then Ranma 1 half is just too cute of an anime for you. We have a romance coming up called Yano-kun's Ordinary Days. Now, this anime might remind you of Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, except in Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, they are already a couple. But in Yano-kun's Ordinary Days, you have to wait for Yano-kun and Yoshida-san to become a couple, which does not take that long, but it is really funny. This anime is gold if you want a different take on romance, because our Yano-kun here is very, very clumsy and he gets injuries almost all the time, every day on his way from home to school. So when Yoshida-san kind of tries to stalk him, she is just like, okay, now I am going to take care of all your injuries, and how she goes out of her way to make Yano-kun feel good in the class, since she is a very responsible class president. She slowly starts to fall for Yano. And we also see a very funny love triangle between Yano-kun, Yoshida-san, and this third person. And I'm not going to reveal more. I think you deserve a laugh over how this love triangle develops, because it's not your typical shoujo love triangle. And for those of you who are not fans of a love triangle, you definitely are going to enjoy this. So on that, Yano-kun's Ordinary Days gets an 8.5 out of 10, because I was kind of disappointed that Yano-kun did not take off his eye patch even in the final episode. My guy, I don't care about your insecurities, okay? I just want to see the art of your face. And he does take off his eye patch, mind you, but they do not show his face, guys. They show the reactions of the other people who are watching him. So, big disappointment right there. Otherwise, this is a very good anime. Worth your time if you had a really bad day. Let's move on. But if you're looking for something that will genuinely break your heart, and if you were disappointed by The Summer I Turned Pretty and My Life with the Walter Boys, then please check out Maxton Hall Season 2. While Maxton Hall Season 2 is better than The Summer I Turned Pretty and My Life with the Walter Boys, Season 2 ended on a depressing cliffhanger. I can't wait for Season 3. What is this, Germany? I did not expect this from you. Other than that, Maxton Hall Season 2 gets an 8 out of 10. Let's move on. Up next, we have Tatsuki Fujimoto's 17 to 26. So if you guys don't know, Tatsuki Fujimoto is the author of Chainsaw Man and the award-winning movie Look Back. Now, Amazon thought it would benefit more by adopting all the stories this man has written from the ages 17 to 26. And I kind of have mixed feelings about this. While some stories are just great, some stories are too corny for me. And that's understandable, because Fujimoto sensei might have written these stories when he was just 17 years old. So the story that gets 10 out of 10 is Nayuta of the Prophecy. The bond between Nayuta and her brother is shown beautifully, almost neck to neck with Tanjiro and Nezuko. And all these 8 stories are great in their own way, but Sasaki Stopped a Bullet is too corny for me. Even the vampire story is too corny for me. The mermaid story is also corny. So they all get like a 7.5 out of 10. However, Sisters gets an 8 out of 10 because apparently it is legal to showcase a nude drawing of your sibling in a billboard of your school. And only Fujimoto sensei can do such a thing. I'm not making this up. The Aliens story, which is the very first episode, gets a 9 out of 10. And the I Have Been Turned into a Girl syndrome also gets a 9 out of 10. So, totally, Fujimoto sensei's work gets an 8.5 out of 10. Please watch it if you are looking for something wacky and weird and different. Let's move on. Up next, we have a Christmas anime, which is a rarity, which means you don't have to spend your Christmas watching Tokyo Godfathers or Buddy Daddies or Home Alone or the trash Christmas movies Netflix churns out, because we have Sanda. And this anime goes places. Sanda is written by the same mangaka as Beastars, so consider this a redemption. As to why I hate Legoshi from Beastars is a separate video altogether. Sanda tells the story about a boy named Sanda and makes you believe that Santa Claus is real, because apparently Sanda is the descendant of Santa Claus. And how does he turn into Santa Claus? By wearing red colored clothes. And how do you make that discovery? Because one of his classmates just stabs him and hopes that he becomes Santa Claus, because if not, she would be framed for murder. And when Sanda turns into Santa Claus, he is just like, okay, my classmate who stabbed me. I am going to help you find your friend who is missing. And then crazy stuff happens. You are not ready for it. So Sanda gets an 8 out of 10. Its art is so unique, and it definitely will be a rewatch on Christmas. So if you want your Christmas to be very wacky, watch Sanda. Let's move on. Up next, we have Spy Family Season 3. Now, Spy Family has been on a halt since Season 1. We know that it's going to carry a slice of life tone in the next decade. But come on, guys, at some point, Lloyd and Yor need to find out about each other's identities and need to deal with the consequences of it. I really want to see that chapter come to life. So, Spy Family Season 3 is really good because we get to see Lloyd's backstory and we get to see Damien's mother, who might be bipolar, and also the hostage situation was pretty good. We see a little more chemistry between Damien and Anya. So for that, Spy Family Season 3 gets a 7.5 out of 10. If you're a huge fan of comedy and if you're a huge fan of Spy Family in general, then feel free to watch this season. You're gonna have a great time. Let's move on. Up next, and I apologize for not including this in my summer anime, but apparently anime that have started in the summer continue in the fall, and they are called cores. So by that logic, we have Gachiakuta Core 2, and if you thought Core 1 was peak, then Core 2 goes places, okay? Core 2 explores topics like grooming, pedophilia, and we have Zanka's backstory. Now, Zanka's backstory is an encouragement to many that even if you are average, it's fine. All that matters is you need to try your best. Because at the end of the day, you should be satisfied with yourself. So it's a very Chichori-like message. And since Zanka is one of my favorite characters in Gachiakuta, this really stuck with me. So Gachiakuta Core 2 gets a 9.5 out of 10. Up next, we have Tougen Anki Core 2. Yes, I know Tougen Anki is pretty tropey and runs on fan service, but you know what? I don't care. It keeps me entertained. Tougen Anki has good art. The designs of the demons are metal, the powers are great, and also the pacing of the manga is really good. So on that, Tougen Anki gets a 9.5 out of 10 as it covers the arcs pretty smoothly. And since I've read the manga, I know that more peak is going to come after this, and I can't wait to see that getting adapted on the screen. It is criminally underrated because Tougen Anki has a mix of everything. You have Shota Aizawa, and you also have Bakugo as Shiki, and you also have the classic group of friends found in every shonen anime. And then you also have L. Can you believe it, guys? And this core has some hints of yaoi between Shiki and Mikado here, because Mikado just trusts Shiki only after meeting him for a night. And when you see the trust get shattered in 2 episodes or so, it really breaks your heart. And even though I know that the manga kind of solves it, it was still heartbreaking to watch for me. But I think that's just me. Up next, we have the Jujutsu Kaisen movie Execution arc. Now, I know this movie is a recap of the entire Shibuya incident and also a glimpse of the first 3 episodes of the Culling Games arc. Now, I enjoyed this movie like a lot, especially the second half. Very good voice acting by Yuta, and also it establishes what comes ahead. I cannot wait for January 8th when the Culling Games finally drop. So Jujutsu Kaisen gets a 9 out of 10. Let's move on. And now we enter into the mid category or the B tier, C tier list of animes, and the anime that falls into this category is One Dance. Now, One Dance could have been a great anime because If Remo D'Souza wanted to shoot ABCD4, then One Dance would be it. Or if you are tired of the dance movies that Netflix keeps churning out, then One Dance is just for you. But the problem with One Dance is that it's a CGI abomination.
But some of the dance sequences do look decent, especially the dance battles and the finale episode. So I'm fine with it, I guess.
So, One Dance gets a 6 out of 10 because it's slightly predictable. So, if you are interested in another drama that shows the intense romance required for ballroom dancing, then Ten Dance is out on Netflix. And guys, I cannot tell you how much I've been waiting for this series ever since the trailer dropped. The insane chemistry between the actors and the tension so thick that you can cut with a knife. Each one has something which the other lacks, and watching these two Shinyas just be together and partner up and realizing that in the end they just want to dance together is so wholesome to watch. I lost my sleep rewatching this at least 3 times. Both the actors, Keita and Ryoma, have done a really good job. Although I was disappointed by Keita's performance in the live action of Cherry Magic, but here Keita more than makes up for it by playing Shinya, who is very stiff in the ballroom dancing, as people are like, bro, you really lack the romance required for this, even though your form is perfect. And this movie says that love is required for dance and love is what makes dance complete. As many times as Remo D'Souza said, dance to express, not impress, in all 3 of his ABCD movies. So you get an idea what kind of movie this is. And when you just see Keita and Ryoma get intimate on screen, your screen is on fire. Ten Dance gets a 9.5 out of 10, partially because they left it at an open ending. I really wanted to see more chapters of the manga come to screen, but hey, I'm really happy with what I got. And also, Ryoma is just too hot for this movie. Okay, like you look at the forearms, you look at the messy hair, you look at the jawline, you look at the lads, and if you think I'm objectifying this man too much, then you clearly haven't read a Chetan Bhagat book in your life and have not been scarred by it. Okay, this is nothing. So if you are looking for a good dance movie, then Ten Dance is just for you. Please go watch it. Up next, we have May I Ask for One Final Thing, which takes a twist on the villainous genre. We have Scarlet, who has a very bad temper, and in the very first episode, it is established that Scarlet derives pleasure in just punching people who insult her. I mean, don't we all? But here's the thing, this happens on her engagement day when her fiance is just like, listen, I am bringing in somebody else who I clearly love, and I am going to insult you in front of all these people. So it is natural for Scarlett to actually punch her douchebag of a fiance across the face. And turns out the fiance's brother actually has a thing for Scarlett, loves to tease her all the time. So this is just your typical run-of-the-mill fantasy anime 5 episodes later. However, it is really refreshing to see Scarlett, who is clearly based off of Gojo in terms of design, take the lead here. If you just want to watch something while eating, then this is a passive watch for you. Let's give this a 6.5 out of 10. Up next, we have Dad's a Hero, Mom's a Spirit, I'm a Reincarnator, and it follows Elle, who got reincarnated into a family, and the shenanigans that come with that. Honestly, I just clocked out of this anime. I'm really sorry, guys. I couldn't get past 3 episodes because the pacing was really all over the place. So, this anime gets a 5 out of 10. Up next, we have the absolute worst anime you should stay away from, and the first anime in this category is One Punch Man Season 3. Do I even need to say anything? I mean, practically everybody knows what is going on. So, One Punch Man Season 3 or One Frame Man Season 3 has PNG Garo just sliding down the mountains, and it also has a massive amount of disappointment on its shoulders. So, One Punch Man Season 3 gets a 3 out of 10. That's one. Up next, we have My Best Friend's Sister Has It In For Me. And where do I even begin with this? Guys, if you happen to come across this anime, you have my heartfelt sympathy. And if you made it past episode 6, then you can practically achieve anything in life, because this anime has the most annoying characters I've ever seen this season. Like, every season might have some of the most absurd romance anime coming out. Like, spring season had Please Put Them on Takamine-san and Can a Boy and Girl Friendship Survive? Summer season had Watari-kun's Whatever Is About to Fall Off, and now this season has this anime. And honestly, you have the Imoto, the little sister who likes the protagonist. Then you have the teacher who is getting blackmailed by the protagonist, and possibly she might be attracted to minors, which is again weird. And then you have the cousin who is also attracted to the protagonist in her own tsundere way. And my brain just broke watching this. So this gets a 2 out of 10. And if you love to torture yourself, then this anime is definitely for you. Let's move on. And the absolute worst anime of this season is With You, Our Love Will Make It Through. Now, guys, I am fine if you people are planning to bang a werewolf, okay? But please do it when the werewolf is in their respective human form, okay? Because human banging animal is where I draw the line, okay? I simply cannot fathom it, and I know that this genre has an audience of its own, and unfortunately, I am not one of them. How this manga got greenlit for an anime production is beyond me, okay? Look, I would have no problem if we have Mari-chan, the protagonist, fall for Tsunago, who is the beast folk. And apparently, this anime is set in a dystopian world where the beast folk live among humans, and they do face prejudice because they are obviously freaks, right? So, Tsunago is the new transfer to Mari-chan's school. And so, you obviously know that Mari-chan and Tsunago would get into a relationship. I would be fine if they did not get intimate, and if they are just like, hey, we're dating, but it's not going beyond hand holding, it would be okay. But the problem is when they show these two getting intimate, and when they show Mari-chan thinking that, hey, is Tsunago going to eat me or is Tsunago going to kiss me? And it is just really gross to see these two get intimate. I was nearly cringing. I could not get past 3 episodes of this anime. So this anime gets a 1.5 out of 10. But if you are someone who loves to see furries get it on, then go ahead by all means. And please share your experience in the comments down below. And that's a wrap on the fall 2025 anime review. If you've made it till here, I cannot thank you enough. And if you also have any other anime recommendations that aired in this fall, then please feel free to comment down. I would love to check it out. So with that, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Arigatou gozaimashita. Kyotsukete.